Hey, we are in the second phase. I won't say the most recent sparring, but pretty damn. I don't know why the screen is so dark. Whack. All right, whatever. Let's see if I can do it here. Yes, sir. All right, so just from the sparring, and of course, it's just sparring. You can be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more relaxed, but you're showing that you made a lot of improvements. Fuck. Oh fuck. It showed you made a lot of improvements. By through whatever. Yeah, a lot of improvements from your last fight. Hold on, let me do something real quick. All right, all right. We're gonna just make note of all the good shit that you're doing, the actual proof why certain things work, some of the issues you're still having, but like if we're scaling it, like Dad's fighting that one guy, fighting that dude with the sting headgear, that Mexican. We'll give that like I say 6 out of 10. I think now you're starting to get to like 7 to 8 out of 10 because you're doing more things right. We're gonna go through that. So, just starting with this 1, 3, 1, or kind of a semi 3. What's really good about it that you just took small steps and you got around. So now you're kind of fucking up his head movement because he's playing his feet getting super fucking low, which he shouldn't be getting this fucking low. Motherfucker, not Mike Tyson, but 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 it fucks up what he's trying to do because now he's out of position. Like if he knew how to switch and go southpaw, it'd be a little bit different. But you got the angle just off all of those lead hand punches, and you did it properly because you're still in your base, which allows you to defend right after. Kind of pose right there though. Not a big fan of that. Let me write that down. Small steps. Slight pose. Not a fan of that, as you know. Ain't no point in posing. Good distance management right here. You kind of like shot a feint after a punch, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Kind of shuffled in the range. Not a big fan of that. Like right here. Like you're super close. So like right here is the range where you should be be following the footwork principles. Shuffling and range. But you don't do that too often. Now if you was shuffling to this position right here, that'd be different. But yeah, when you're up this close, you shouldn't be picking up your feet and galloping like that. It's no good. I like the lead hand fighting. You just gotta make sure you're working on that. Cause that just allows you to control that space in between y'all. So he can't like just punch. He can't just step in like you're controlling that space by just putting your hand out there. You're blocking punch lane, so you're stopping him from throwing his jab. He can still throw his cross, so could you, but it's better to control that space than not. Kind of got lackadaisical right here. I like the setup for the body jab. You like feint, jab downstairs, got your head off the line, and the jab is and the body jab is proper too. It's much more directly to him than trying to jab and step around him. The step in was pretty crazy beforehand, but not that bad. And now this is of the body jab, which you can get away with because typically you're gonna have the reach on the guy, but you still got to be careful of it. It's when you stab jab and you're still circling. So you're here. Yes, sir. So you jab, jab, and then that back leg trails like that. That can be kind of tough. You're gonna have to really make sure that you're um yeah, that's gonna be kind of tough. But you sent them off balance with it. But but the reason why that one's kind of hard to do is because your back leg's trailing for so long, so you're kind of vulnerable till you get your hand back. So you want to be mindful of that. Look at Tristan protecting his nuts. What's going on, man? What I do like here that there's some head movement going on. Like when you're walking to a guy, that's what I want to see a little bit more of. Is you just giving just different looks. Like move your head a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like slip to the right, slip to the left. Not actually committing to a quick slip. Um, General head movement. Just moving your head, just giving different looks instead of just standing straight up all the time. So the issue with that you shuffled into the range for it, and then broke your base. You know this could have worked. You know, kind of like you feint the jab. So look at the lead hand feint. It just the setup for it was pretty tough. And I really don't mind this like slipping to the left defensive motion. You just got to make sure that it's not you standing straight back up. Like if you was shuffling out that way, that'd be different. That'd be totally different. But instead, you kind of just stand straight up. So I'm gonna put left slip after backhand because you got a tendency of doing that. I will start rolling or just slipping left and then shuffling out left. Because I already know you know how to stand back up and then step backwards off it, but you do that a lot. You do that a lot. And doing anything a lot is a problem. And what I will say, just in this sparring, you do a lot better job with scoring points with your jab. Scoring points with your jab, not getting countered for scoring points, which is great. It's just making it noticeable. Like you're getting them right at the end of the jab, so the head just jerks back. It's hard not to see that. And then, especially with Tristan, because Tristan's defense isn't too bad, but he was scoring the fuck out of him. That's a beautiful sight. Good jab with the step left. I would have liked you to step around a little bit more with it instead of stepping to him, because you're kind of stepping to the backhand right here. So if he was able to time it, that could be problematic. At some point, you find the range where you don't even have to step. You just kind of shoot the jab, and you'll see it a little bit later. Good feint. Oh, hold up. I think these people are coming in. God damn it. All right, the boy's back. Body jab. Scoring points with the jab. Very good. Even though, it's kind of a risky maneuver, but just so you know, like you shoot that body jab, if you get hit or countered for doing that, or if you get knocked down for doing that, if you're struggling because you're doing that, now you know. 1-4 or the feint 4. Talked about the slip left after throwing that backhand. You got to work on that. Just expanding what you're doing from that position, because you're gonna do it a few times in this sparring session. The feint was good. The feint and then being ready for some offense. I like that. And let's see, you keep attacking that position, which is good. Going left, kind of like we're on the hex drill, is just a good way of making a guy move, right? Super efficient to do. You can use it to attack, or you could just use it to coast. That's why we've been training the way we have been with the coast and then attack. Is because moving left, right, like you get the angle, it's the best thing you can go for. The only issue is that guys will typically see it and then will reposition themselves. Tristan's a little bit slower on it because of the defensive motion he took, but that's kind of the point of it. Make a guy turn, you can kind of get a break and still look aggressive. way to keep your hand up here. That hook might have got through, but you at least kept your hand up. Took some of it off. That one was kind of weird. 1, 2. Now what I like about this, so you're right in front of him, and you can see it in the in your fight with old dude. You would just throw the 1, 2, and you'd be straight up with it. Here, you're actually moving your head a little bit, so you're going straight to him, straight down the middle. You're actually stepping to him, but you're at least moving your head. Like, there's a reason why when we get on our head drill and we do those linear attacks, we're looking for some head movement at some point, because you're going straight to him, like you're like going right down the line of fire. So it's slip, you would get your head off the line. 2, you missed it, hit him right in his back of his shoulder, but at least you didn't get hit for it. Let's see. I like the 1, 2, 1. That would be a really good combo for you, because that ain't doing nothing but really just controlling that space and help you get your balance back. Nothing wrong with that, and then you're ready to be beautiful. The step back to reset the distance. I like that, and I like the high guard. The use of the high guard just to give them a different look. And you're thinking head movement. Here we go with the 1, 2 again. Boom, boom. And there's some head movement to it too, which is good. Boom, boom. Yeah, I would have just liked to see you like slip a left with it, because the rolling ain't always gonna be the thing you want to do. Because that 3 would have hit you if you had rolled. Chances are you would have had your hand up, you would have caught the hook, and that would have been what it is. But if he had followed up with more shots while you were getting your balance, you could have scored. You could have scored. Period. So make sure you're floating off to the left with that 1, 2 left slip. And make sure you're working the 1, 2 roll. Just doing everything with your hands up as well. All right. This is a really good example of you just keeping your feet under you. So you're going straight in with the 1, 1, 2. It should be 1, 1, some head movement, because you're straight up. You're moving straight down the line. What I like is just how balanced you are during the execution of it. So it's 1, 1. The 6, which misses. You should be controlling after a miss, because he throws it 3. Right? If he had just stood up a little bit more, that 3 would have got you. So when you miss, you need a control. Put that down here. Miss. Go into control. Or head movement. Or some type of head movement. Control to be a little bit better, because when it comes to like attacking and going to head movement, it requires a lot of energy. It's something you want to be able to do, but not something you always have to do. That's the other option. Miss, go into controls, or miss, give me some type of defensive motion. But you boom, 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 miss, and then still punch and land the jab. That's 6, 1. Ending any punch or any combination with a jab or 2 is always going to be good. Always going to be beneficial, especially for you. And you did like a check jab. Did like we got you out the way. That's good stuff right there. High guard. Now my problem. Well, no. In the high guard, parry the jab. So it's an active high guard technically, but you should be trying to work some punches from it too. So that's kind of my issue with your high guard. Every time you're in the high guard, it's solely for defense. Like, it's an active high guard, active in terms of defense. So like, you'll move your head, you'll parry, you'll block, but you're not gonna attack. Like, you should have had your hands up, parry, and then came in with 2 jabs. Certainly, he's not gonna throw more. So let me write that down. Active high guard, which is good, but no offense. Because once you start doing that, that tells me, okay, I just need to attack the high guard. He ain't gonna throw nothing in. So if I make him keep his hands up, I'm gonna be straight. And you see the dilemma in that. So, kind of straight in with a jab. So the issue with that is that yeah, you're going straight in. You know, you could be hit by the right hand. I don't like how the back leg trails right here. Like, cause you're trying to jab and go to the left. That just ain't how you do it. Cause you're technically compromised right here, while Tristan is still in his base. You don't do it too often, especially now. But that's something to keep mind of. Let's see, cause did he back up? He did. So that's kind of like the only okay, he backed up a little bit. He's not being super aggressive, so you can kind of get away with it, But it's something you got to be mindful of. Right here, jab, he parries it. What I like about it, you kind of use it to maintain this distance. He didn't really step away or anything, but I'm assuming it's because you notice that he stepped back with his parry. Oh, try that shit again. Good feint, good jab, with the good step around too. And that's how all your jabs should be. Like whenever you want to go left, you should be circling them, not stepping to them. Because if you're stepping to him, you're stepping into the right hand. You won't be able to pull it. If you step around, you'll still be able to score with your jab and pull from the backhand. High guard look, Philly shell. So gets in there with the 1-2. Does the little cross thing again. 1-2. And it looked like that was really just a throwaway jab to close the gap, kind of like Inoue does. Get a good 2 in there. And you already know how I feel about this. Something that I would like to see you do less of, but that was a good 1-2 because it just had a good head movement. Again, if you had did that with Buddy, you would have gave him a real clobbering. Because even with that defensive motion, at least you got out of range. And then you're, what I'm saying, getting right back into your base because you hopped a little bit, but you quickly got back into your base and got ready for him to come in with that smoke. Right hand should be up a little bit higher right here, but you're attacking on the rope, which is good. And that's the time, man. Like when a guy gets aggressive, you should just shoot your punches just right down the middle because they're moving straight in, especially when your back is to the ropes because they think they got you vulnerable. So I'm gonna put attacking on. You just gotta move your head with it. Attacking near ropes. And sometimes you can bait them to come straight in by using your high guard too. So you should be using your high guard more for traps, so you can get some more points off. Again, attacking off the rope, just need to move your head a little bit more with it. You gotta move your head a little bit more with it. Watch that again. Boom. Takes the shot, takes the 2, give 1 back, and you get your shit off, and then you get out of the way of the return backhand. Let's see. Let's watch the steps around. Cross, cross, cross. And now this, this isn't too bad. You do got to be careful though, because you're just so close to him crossing your feet. Like if he just started punching you while you were stepping, you know what I'm saying, your base is compromised. So just be mindful of that. When you're in this close proximity, gotta follow the footwork principles. Manages the distance decently. Good So this is all I'm really looking for. Just like moving your head a little bit while you're out here, because you're trying to set him up. Like you're moving your right hand a little bit. I would have been a bit more jarring with the movement to try to elicit a reaction a little bit more. If he doesn't react, like if you quickly like shook your right hand and he doesn't react to it, I'm gonna try to throw that bitch right after. Or I might throw it a little bit later because he's not reacting to it. If he reacts to it, okay, maybe I won't land it. You know, because he's looking for it. Or I might, all right, well, he's thinking about my right hand. Let me shoot my jab now. Yeah, because he's thinking about it. So watch. Drop. He raised the block up. Directly after, or try this sequence again, and then try to come up with the jab if he does the same thing. Let's see, jab. In this one, you're kind of stepping directly to him. You know, you're stepping slightly offline, but you would have been hit by the right hand. You know, there's really no need for you to be stepping straight in. You should always be circling around the guy with your jab. He does the same defensive motion, just like before. And you kind of do the same pulling motion after you throw it, man. Like, you're getting real lucky. Look, man. Got the wherewithal to pull from the follow-up shot, but you got to get that right hand up, buddy. God damn it. There we go. Now, and you're moving your hand in position, which catches the hook. Now, your hand should just be there, though, within the stance itself, so you don't even necessarily have to move it to catch it, if that makes sense. Like, because if your right hands are always there, well, that side is always protected. Now, it makes a little bit more sense to move your hand and catch the punch just because you're a bit further out. But as you get closer to the guy, man, hands got to come back. Just like when you're on the double end bag, or when you're inside, your foot's inside the hula hoop, and you're close up on the bag, hands got to be up. It's a proximity thing. Good feint. I like all the feinting you're doing here. That deserve to be noted. Feints. You need feints, especially for you. I mean, everybody need them, but you got fucking long arms, man. It's hard for people to time shit. Feint. You could have sold the feint a little bit more on here on this one. You like just jerk the hand. I like waist level. Like, if you did it a little bit higher, they would have thought high, which would have opened up the body. Still get the jab off though. But I don't like how kind of like cross your feet after. You should be going in and then just straight out, right back into your stance. Set up to 2. So this is what I meant by how like you're setting up your pull counters or your slip 2s. Cause you knew that motherfucker was finna do it. You just were like, all right, now's the time. Now's the time. You sensed it. Meek. Right? Like, that's super casual because it don't look like anything changed. It don't even look like you're ready. But I could tell that you're ready. One, because I seen it. But I've also done the same thing. So, like, I kind of understand what's going on. The only thing you do is start throwing a combination off this counter. So when you land with the leading backhand, try to come in with those 3-3-2s, those maybe a couple jabs. I'm trying to think. If you watch some of Floyd's early fight, he'll typically counter off that backhand a lot. I'm just gonna say Mayweather versus Diego Corrales. It's a little tough because he's fighting a taller guy. But the way he uses his lead hand in that fight and then start countering and then throwing combinations off the backhand, the straight backhand, is pretty damn good. Or fuck, what the fuck is that guy name? It was some African dude he fought. And Danu or some shit like that. That was a good one too. So pull / slip counter setup. You've been doing a really good job of that. You just need to build some combinations off it. Because then you can just score Like the first round, you should just find what works for you, kind of get a used to your opponent's timing. After that, like you should be able to start building off punches off your single jabs, the single jabs or single punches that you've been throwing. Like, all right, I landed the jab here, I landed a couple jabs here. Let me build my combinations now. I was able to land this pull two pretty frequently. Let me go ahead and start building some combinations. Or maybe I just led with the two. I've been able to lead with the two off the traps. Let me go ahead and throw more punches off it. I'm probably gonna have to watch that second round too. I probably won't do as much talking, but I think your second round with Tristan was a little bit better. So the setup here was good. He just fucking threw a 4. Should have threw a fucking 2. Would have caught the shit out of him. And then here we go with this. I do like this one a little bit better because you're actually crossing and closing the gap. So now you're all up on him. Which, of course, you should be tying up. Don't just do this just to get up on the guy. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because you're not in your stance. Like, if you were in your stance, and smothering will make a lot more sense, but you're not. And because most times you're trying to bump him up off you real quick, but the guy can still be striking. Right? You see how close that hook got? Like, you was quick enough to get out the way, but as the fight go on, are you still gonna have that same speed? You just need to tie up. You just need to tie up and make sure you're when you wanna set traps like this, because you're trying to bait them in a little bit. You gotta throw straight punches, straight, quick, fast, and directly to the target. Good feint. Way to step around with everything. Yeah. You stepping around should be again. Once you're in, because I bet I can see from right here, you understand the distance. Like, you're like, all right, I'm in jab range. I'm in my straight punch. Hooks aren't really coming. This is the range where, like, you start stepping around a guy like you're on the hex within your boxing stance. Just small steps around, which you do right here. And now you're balanced. You're balanced the whole time. So that's something you need to do. Once you get into your jab and 2 range, just step around them. Step around them. Start forcing them to turn and shooting your jab when it's appropriate. You go left or right with it. God damn. Fucking screen recording always called this shit to lag. That's some more bullshit. Steps in with the jab. And that's the energy you gotta have. Like, so you jab, you kind of step in a little bit. You gotta be ready to pull and get up out of there. Cause that's good. Good feint. Hold on, let's see the jab. So what I don't like, back leg trails here, jab. So everything here is good. You step around. You could have got out the way of the 2, but your back leg trailing. Keep the step small. Good pull 2. And again, it's very casual. Like you sensed when it was coming. You caught the fuck out of him for it. And you can see that he's jabbing and circling away, but you got the reach to make this shit happen. Oh, and look at that. So this is one reason why. So you capitalize on the mistake. So he jab left, and he does a pretty good job jabbing and stepping left. Like, he's not stepping into the right hand, right? He's stepping towards it, but he's not stepping into it. That's why it's not as impactful. Look at his back leg. You hit him while it was trailing. So he can't really do much about it. He would have had to, like, try to do a springboard, little motion like you used to do, but that's primarily why you want to take small steps. So he could have stepped back, he could have pulled, but his back leg was in the air for so long, like, he's kind of weak at that moment. Again, with the motion, at least this time you kind of like shuffled out to the left with it. You could have did a little bit quicker though. But him moving. And one other thing though, so that's one reason why you jab and circle left or circle right, because it forced you to reposition, which you did, because you had just stood right there and then bobbed and weave. Saying he should have got on you for it. management. Step, step, step. See, and this is what I'm talking about. So look, this is like that range that I was telling you about. This is like just about outside. You could probably still tag them, right? You should be stepping left, right, but instead you're gonna draw them in a little bit with small steps back. You can see it just setting a trap, matching step for step. You got your hand down trying to bait them in. All right, so like you pulled from that, boom, pull. It's just because you're in your base longer, right? You're balanced. You have your base, your feet under you, so you can actually pull from it, even though your back leg moved a little bit. All right, you just didn't bring your left foot in. I don't know why. Still closer in your stance, got the jab off. That's why you do the foot. So you're always balanced, always ready to execute some type of defensive or offensive motion. Can't do it when you're not in your body. Period. All right, and I think that's the end of this round. We're still gonna watch this second one. I'm gonna try to make it a little bit quicker. I'm gonna give you the cliff notes version of everything instead of trying to go into detail. Movement right here. There's some good different looks, showing you're ready to move at all times. Shuffling into them though. Hold on. Shuffle. All right, good footwork right here because it's just small footwork. Good footwork principles. Jab almost land. This round is where you start really landing your jab, just as a little tool to score points while still being safe. So like here, this almost land. You step in, step out. Step in, step out. Back leg shred a little bit, but he still did pretty good. Good circle jab right here. Back leg trailing a little bit, but not too bad. You're gonna start getting real close with that jab. So like here, a lot of movement with just your head up. You're at least moving around them though. That's good. I just would have liked to see it with the head movement a bit more. There you go. Good 1-2 with the head off the line. Boom, boom. So even if he had came up with that 3 a little bit more, chances are you still would have protected yourself. Would have liked to see the hand come right back to your chin though. God damn it. I like the leap in 3. Just mixes things up. Give a guy a lot more to think about. Could have just set it up with the feint though. Nice. Nice. Way to let him come into that punch. It's just right here. So you're try to shuffle out of range. Small step. Boom. Hook. Pull. Good stuff. Boom. I just don't like that you broke your base right after. Boom. Like that. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What happened? Because some motherfuckers, they're going to take that shit and they're going to keep pressing you, man. You don't want to be here when that fucking shit happens. You should have got that check hook off as you was still balanced and based. Start circling out afterwards. Get the fuck out of there or roll it. You can use some head movement, but at the end of the day, you need to, get your shit off and reposition yourself within the ring instead of staying right there, staying in the same spot. You're still in the same corner of the ring where you actually executed that hook. Commit the crime, then get the fuck out of there. Good feint. I don't really like how you kind of just stood there after the body jab. But what if you came up with the 2? And look at your hand position. If you had 1 and then 2, come on now. There should have been a little bit more thought right here. Because right now, like, I can't give you the benefit of the doubt. Like, it look like you're ready to get hit right now. Because like you stepped around a little bit, but I would have had some more urgency with it. Like you probably would have seen me trying to move my upper body real quick or trying to do a quick pivot or some shit. God damn it. Hold on. Because we got some shit right here. I can see it. So he comes in, 1-3-2. You kind of rock back a little bit. That's good. Look for the 3. So this was the kind of motion that we needed the last round. You go for that 3 with the pull. You could have moved your head with the 2 as well. You kind of moved it after the fact, but still got the job done. Boom, flip, smother into him. Again, you should be tying up because the guy will still, if you're smothering, especially because you're creating the space afterwards. Just so you know, like you're gonna smother and then you're gonna bump him up off you, and now you're allowing that space to be created again. So now you're no longer smothering, right? You gotta smother and then clinch. Good jab. I would have liked to see some, at least looking like you're thinking defensively, because you just jab and then you're good. Good for head movement after, especially after, even if it's just a half step, you still want to be ready. You just gotta make sure you get your hands up, because that was a good. I like the feint with the backhand. Feint the backhand, kind of like your parry. So and it can still work as a parry. It can work as a feint, a parry. The 3. I missed the 2. Now you should be controlling right here. Like you see him dip, you should try to put your weight on top of him, make him pay for getting this fucking low just by putting your weight on him. But instead, you kind of actually look like you might have been going for it. Like you might have been going for it. But that's one reason why you want to, like, smother, stop. You want to smother, go into a clinch after a miss, because that hook could have landed, and he was in that squat position, so it would have had some stank on it. But at least you're trying to continue with the punches even after you miss. Because that is an option too. But for you, it's gonna make a little bit more sense to just miss in the smother after. Unless you got the guy hurt or you really need to, go balls to the wall, then it's a little bit different. But on the safe side, it's miss and the smother. Making sure you get your damn hands back up. And let me say that I'm a little irritated we don't have the last 2 sparring, because you done really well in all regards. Actually, I think we got art sparring. I might have to break that one down. You can see some of the better work you did in art sparring, which I think was after this one. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see how you react to that body jab real quick. Oh. Yeah, shit. At least if the body jab happened, like the least you could do is at least get into your high guard, and then hope they just punch your hand if they came back up with something. Because Tristan just throw the body jab and then stops. He should have body jabbed and the 2 up top or 3 up top or something off it. If you can't get any type of defensive motions off, shit, to get them hands up, man. Get them hands up. Instead of getting hit to the body with the jab and then dropping your left hand. Oh shit! Now my 2's right there. Good feint. And I like it. Look like you're at least trying to be feints, which is good. I like this little side step you took. You're just too far for it. You're too far for it. It would have been cool to like double jab step. Man, you would have fucked his day up with that shit. Double jab, side step, which would have worked at the defensive motion and the attempt for the angle. Kept your hands up. I just don't like how you broke your base after, though. It don't even. It's just like you fell off balance. Like it would have been one thing to shuffle out of range like that. So like right here, that's an appropriate shuffle out of range. Cause then you could come back with it. You can see it. Well, like you could have shot the 2 if he had kept coming to you. Here we go. Some good solid jabs. Boom. And all you do is step right, boom. While he's turning, boom. Ah, you should have kept going. I'm trying to lead with the two. You just gotta have your hands up when you do it. And make sure you're working the feints too. It will help set up those other punches later on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like how you walked in the ring. Cause you're not that fucking far. There you go. There you go. This is probably the best example of you fighting off the ropes and how you should do it every time, especially when you got a guy uh trying to be real aggressive. Whether they're throwing punches or not, they could do the stiff arm. They could be bobbing and weaving like Tyson. Or they could just be throwing punches. This is all you got to do, man. Attack, move your head off to the left a little bit, pull back, kind of do a shoulder roll motion. Now, I would keep my hands up. This should have been a block. This should have been a left block. Come back with the two, get the hands back, pull. Looking for another two. That was really good. That was really good stuff right there. I don't like the different looks. Good jab. Just need to watch your footing when you do. But here you go, just scoring with the jab. And just the last couple of jabs, like it's hard to forget about that. Like if you landed four more jabs, because for the most part the work's been pretty even. Like your jabs are what's gonna like stand out. Like okay, I remember Des landed 5 jabs and Tristan landed none. You know what I'm saying? Like that jab is gonna win you a lot of fights, man. You just gotta make sure you're staying defensive with it and using feints to set them up. And that was fucking beautiful. Like, and it was with the footwork too. Now look how you kind of like get offline a little bit with it. Like you're still, you know, back leg, but you could have pulled from this motion just because you kept your footwork with it. But you kept your footwork with it. So now you're in position to throw his hand. You're in position to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Tristan's not in position. He's too focused on the blocks to move with you. Meek. That shit. Ow. So yeah, that's good stuff. This is why good footwork principles, man. Like I would rewatch the fuck out of that and make sure you're practicing that shit all the time. And I like the variation on the entry. It was like a 3. I did like a double 3. I would have shot a 1 in there a little bit. It would have been a 1-3-6. Making sure to get the hands back up. But this is still very good. Good distance management right after. Yes, sir. There you go. You get a couple shots off while he's being overly aggressive, or at least it look like it. Pull. Good jab. Yes, sir. See what I mean? It's just like, boom. God damn. Jab. You just gotta make sure you get that hand back up, that left hand back up, and then you're stepping out of range. Stepping out of range, which is technically the defensive motion. You just gotta make sure your hands up when you do it. Boom. Good jab. Yep. And I like the recovery here. It just fucking bring your feet together. Like there was no reason for that. But you still executed really well. Again, just not crossing your feet or squaring yourself up so much. But yeah, for the most part, everything's pretty fucking even. It's like, okay, clearly he landed the jab. The other guy didn't. You know what I'm saying? It makes it might not be a lot, but fight. Because you're landing while he's not landing. That's your clear separation. You just gotta make sure you're staying defensive after and bring your hands back up. Boom. Boom. And it don't help because he got all that hair, but still. You know what I'm saying? The judges are gonna see that shit, man. The judges are gonna see that shit. If you could just keep landing your jab, step around like you need to, take small steps, small appropriate steps. In range, small appropriate steps in range, man. You're gonna win. You're gonna be on a really good tear, man.